What if you could unlock the secret to becoming irresistibly attractive using ancient wisdom? Imagine not just attracting others with your appearance, but with the way you carry yourself, how you relate to others, and the emotional depth you bring into every interaction. The key to mastering the art of attraction lies in Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that emphasizes emotional control, personal strength, and authenticity. In this video, I'm going to reveal 3 powerful Stoic hacks that will make you more magnetic, charismatic, and emotionally resilient in relationships. These hacks will not only enhance your attraction, but also help you build deeper, more meaningful connections. So, if you're ready to transform the way you approach love and relationships, stick around for these timeless Stoic secrets. Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium around 300 BCE. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. The philosophy is built around 3 core principles: virtue, wisdom, and emotional control. Virtue, according to the Stoics, is the highest good, and it encompasses qualities such as courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom is the ability to see things as they truly are and make sound decisions based on reason. Emotional control, or the management of our passions, is vital in navigating life's challenges with calm and poise. But Stoicism isn't just a theoretical philosophy to ponder, it's a practical guide for living. The teachings of Stoicism go beyond the pages of ancient texts and have direct applications to many areas of life, including attraction and relationships. In today's world, where emotional volatility and superficiality often dominate our connections, Stoic wisdom offers an antidote to the chaos. Becoming irresistibly attractive isn't about perfecting your outward appearance or trying to meet ever-changing standards of beauty. It's about developing an inner strength and emotional maturity that draws others in. Think about it. When you are emotionally stable, self-assured, and grounded in your values, you naturally become magnetic. People are drawn to those who are calm in the face of challenges, who can think clearly in times of stress, and who radiate confidence, not because of superficial traits, but because of their inner peace and authenticity. These are the very qualities that Stoicism teaches us to cultivate. In relationships, the principles of Stoicism provide the perfect foundation for creating deeper, more fulfilling connections. By practicing emotional control, you can avoid unnecessary conflicts and reactions, leading to healthier, more stable relationships. By living virtuously, you attract others who are aligned with your values, ensuring that your connections are built on mutual respect and understanding. And by developing wisdom, you'll be able to approach love and relationships with clarity and purpose, making more informed decisions that benefit both you and your partner. Stoicism shifts the way you approach relationships. It isn't about impressing others or seeking validation. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and letting that authenticity draw the right people into your life. The Stoic approach teaches that true attraction doesn't come from seeking attention, but from radiating confidence, inner strength, and emotional stability. As we explore the 3 Stoic hacks that follow, keep in mind that these principles are not only tools for attracting others, but also for cultivating meaningful, lasting relationships built on trust, respect, and emotional depth. Hack 1. Emotional mastery for unshakable confidence. In relationships, confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. But true confidence doesn't come from flashy displays or boasting. It comes from emotional mastery, the ability to control one's emotions, especially in the face of adversity. This is where Stoicism plays a pivotal role. By practicing emotional control, we not only become more resilient and calm, but also exude a quiet confidence that others find magnetic. How emotional control fosters self-assurance. The foundation of Stoic philosophy is that while we cannot always control external events, we can always control how we respond to them. This fundamental idea directly contributes to emotional control. Emotions such as anger, anxiety, and fear are natural, but how we respond to them determines the level of confidence we radiate. When we learn to control our emotions, we stop being slaves to our feelings. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations or letting our emotions dictate our behavior, we can choose how to respond. This self-mastery gives us a deep sense of inner strength. It is this inner strength that is the bedrock of true confidence. A person who is emotionally controlled remains calm during stress, composed during conflict, and steady in the face of uncertainty. This ability to stay grounded, no matter the external circumstances, makes them incredibly attractive. People are drawn to those who remain unshaken by life's ups and downs because they know they can trust them to stay steady and reliable. This creates a sense of safety, which is essential for forming lasting, meaningful connections. Practical Stoic techniques to transform negative emotions into positive energy. Stoic philosophy offers several powerful tools for mastering emotions. These techniques not only help us control our emotions, but also transform negative feelings into positive, constructive energy. 1. Reframing negative thoughts, cognitive reappraisal. One of the key Stoic practices for emotional mastery is reframing, which is the art of changing how we view a situation. According to Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When negative emotions arise, instead of allowing them to control us, we can reframe the situation in a way that empowers us. For example, if you are feeling anxious about an upcoming date or social interaction, instead of focusing on potential rejection or failure, reframe the situation by reminding yourself that it is an opportunity for growth, learning, and connection. You can think, this is a chance to practice being my true self, regardless of the outcome. By changing the way we interpret events, we can change the way we feel about them. This Stoic practice helps us turn anxiety into calm, anger into patience, and fear into courage. 2. Mindfulness and reflection, journaling. Another Stoic technique for emotional mastery is mindfulness and reflection, which can be practiced through journaling. Every day, take a few moments to write about your emotional experiences. Reflect on any situations where you felt overwhelmed or triggered. Ask yourself questions like, what did I feel in that moment? Why did I feel it? How could I have responded more calmly? This daily reflection allows us to build emotional awareness and recognize patterns in our reactions. Over time, we become better at understanding the root cause of our emotions, which helps us respond with more control. Journaling also provides an opportunity to reinforce positive Stoic practices. You can remind yourself daily of your ability to control your emotions and your commitment to responding with wisdom and temperance. 3. The dichotomy of control. The Stoics frequently emphasize the concept of the dichotomy of control, which teaches that some things are within our control and others are not. This simple yet powerful insight can dramatically shift how we react emotionally. When you experience frustration, stress, or anger, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, then remind yourself that dwelling on it will only drain your energy. Instead, focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your responses, and your actions. Letting go of things beyond your control brings peace and clarity, which fosters unshakable confidence. This practice can be applied to various situations, whether it's handling an argument with a partner, dealing with a difficult boss, or facing uncertainty in a relationship. When we focus on controlling our reactions and accepting what we cannot change, we free ourselves from unnecessary emotional turmoil. Examples of individuals who exude magnetic confidence through emotional mastery. The power of emotional mastery is not just theoretical. Many successful and magnetic individuals throughout history have demonstrated how mastering one's emotions can lead to incredible confidence and attraction. Example 1. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Emperor. Perhaps the most famous example of emotional mastery is Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. Despite ruling over one of the most powerful empires in history, Marcus Aurelius faced constant challenges: war, betrayal, and political intrigue. Yet, he remained remarkably composed, largely due to his practice of Stoic principles. In his personal writings, found in Meditations, Marcus frequently reminds himself to stay calm and rational in the face of adversity. His ability to maintain inner peace despite external chaos was a hallmark of his leadership, earning him the respect and admiration of both his allies and enemies. Marcus's emotional composure and wisdom made him an incredibly attractive leader, not because of his external power, but because of his inner strength and unwavering ability to remain calm in the most stressful situations. His ability to reflect on and manage his emotions gave him the confidence to lead effectively and attract loyalty from those around him. Example 2. Nelson Mandela, the peaceful revolutionary. Another powerful example of emotional mastery is Nelson Mandela. Throughout his long imprisonment and eventual presidency of South Africa, Mandela faced tremendous hardships, yet he remained calm, composed, and focused on his higher goals of reconciliation and justice. Mandela's ability to maintain emotional control, even in the face of years of unjust imprisonment and personal suffering, demonstrated an unshakable confidence rooted in his values. His emotional mastery made him an incredibly magnetic figure, inspiring millions around the world with his compassion, resilience, and wisdom. People were drawn to Mandela not only because of his vision, but because of his ability to stay true to his values and maintain emotional composure despite overwhelming odds. His emotional resilience earned him deep respect and admiration, making him one of the most charismatic and impactful leaders in history. Example 3. Oprah Winfrey, the empathetic media mogul. Oprah Winfrey is another modern example of someone who exudes magnetic confidence through emotional mastery. Known for her empathy, wisdom, and ability to connect with others on a deep level, Oprah has built a media empire largely based on her emotional intelligence and ability to remain calm and composed in difficult situations. Oprah's emotional resilience allows her to handle high-pressure interviews, public scrutiny, and personal challenges with grace. She consistently demonstrates Stoic principles such as emotional control, self-reflection, and maintaining a sense of inner peace, which has made her one of the most influential women in the world. Her emotional mastery has not only contributed to her professional success, but has also made her incredibly attractive to millions of people. Oprah's confidence is not rooted in arrogance, but in her ability to remain calm, centered, and authentic, no matter the situation. Emotional mastery is the cornerstone of unshakable confidence, and Stoicism offers practical techniques to help us achieve it. By reframing negative thoughts, practicing mindfulness and reflection, and focusing on what we can control, we can transform our emotional responses and radiate confidence in every situation. Whether it's in romantic relationships, friendships, or professional settings, emotional mastery is a key factor in becoming irresistibly attractive. The examples of Marcus Aurelius, Nelson Mandela, and Oprah Winfrey remind us that emotional control is not only possible, but also incredibly powerful. By mastering our emotions, we can unlock the true confidence that draws others to us, creating deeper, more meaningful connections in all aspects of our lives. Hack 2. The Stoic practice of self-sufficiency. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea of apatheia, a state of freedom from unnecessary desires and emotional disturbances. In its simplest form, apatheia means achieving tranquility by letting go of cravings and attachments that stem from external circumstances. It's the Stoics' path to self-sufficiency, a state of inner contentment that doesn't rely on anything outside oneself for happiness. This practice of self-sufficiency is incredibly attractive, especially in relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who aren't desperate for external validation or dependent on others for their happiness. When you become self-sufficient, you exude a sense of calm, confidence, and emotional stability that creates deep and meaningful connections. Let's break down how this concept works, why it's magnetic, and actionable steps you can take to integrate it into your life. Understanding apatheia and freedom from unnecessary desires. Apatheia is often misinterpreted as emotional indifference or a lack of passion, but that's not the case. It's not about suppressing emotions, but rather about eliminating unnecessary desires, those that are based on external sources or fleeting pleasures. Stoics believe that many of the things we desire are outside our control, and that's what causes suffering. This leads to an essential Stoic practice, distinguishing between things that are in our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, and those that are not, other people's behaviors, external circumstances, and outcomes. When we realize that our desires for material things, admiration, or validation are often outside our control, we can begin to detach from them. Instead of relying on others to provide us with happiness or satisfaction, we cultivate contentment from within. This internal freedom creates a sense of emotional resilience, which makes us less reactive to the highs and lows of life. How self-sufficiency makes you more attractive. Self-sufficiency, as the Stoics define it, is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. Why? Because it signals to others that you are not dependent on them for your emotional well-being. In relationships, this is a vital trait. People who are emotionally independent are often seen as more secure, grounded, and confident, all of which are traits that draw others to them. When you no longer rely on external validation, you naturally begin to attract individuals who are aligned with your values and who appreciate you for who you truly are. You become a magnet for deep, authentic relationships rather than shallow, dependent connections. The key to self-sufficiency is not rejecting the need for companionship or love, but instead being content and fulfilled on your own, bringing your full, authentic self into any relationship without clinging to it for happiness. Self-sufficiency doesn't mean isolation or indifference. It means that you can share your life with others from a place of inner completeness, not from a place of need or desperation. The person who practices self-sufficiency doesn't chase after affection or approval. Instead, they attract others through their calm, grounded, and emotionally stable presence. Actionable steps to practice self-sufficiency. If you want to cultivate a life of inner contentment and self-sufficiency, here are some actionable Stoic steps you can take. 1. Embrace the dichotomy of control. One of the fundamental lessons in Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, the understanding that some things are within your control and others are not. Many of us spend a lot of energy chasing things that are outside our control, like seeking approval from others or acquiring material possessions. However, these external things don't provide lasting happiness. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, and your responses to life's challenges, you can begin to detach from desires that depend on external outcomes. For example, if you find yourself feeling anxious about someone's opinion of you, remind yourself that it is beyond your control. Instead, focus on how you can respond to the situation with wisdom, calm, and integrity. 2. Practice. Gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful practice for shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already have. By regularly reflecting on the things you are grateful for, you train your mind to appreciate the present moment. This helps you develop contentment with what you already possess, be it your skills, relationships, health, or circumstances, rather than constantly striving for more. You can begin a gratitude practice by writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Over time, this shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, fostering a sense of inner contentment that doesn't depend on anything external. 3. Simplify your desires. The Stoics believed that many of our desires are born from social conditioning or unnecessary attachments. To practice self-sufficiency, you must learn to simplify your desires by letting go of things that aren't essential for your well-being. Start by asking yourself, do I truly need this, or is it something I think I should want? For example, consider your relationship with material possessions. Do you find yourself constantly acquiring things in an attempt to fill an emotional void? By simplifying your material desires and focusing on living more minimally, you can cultivate a sense of freedom from the constant pursuit of more. 4. Develop emotional resilience. Another way to practice self-sufficiency is by developing emotional resilience, the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of challenges. This is a key part of Stoic philosophy and is essential for cultivating inner peace and contentment. When you develop resilience, you stop relying on external circumstances for your happiness. Instead, you learn how to stay centered no matter what life throws at you. A simple way to build emotional resilience is through regular meditation or mindfulness practice. By practicing awareness and staying present with your emotions, you can start to observe them without becoming overwhelmed. Over time, this leads to emotional stability, which is a key aspect of self-sufficiency. 5. Engage in self-reflection. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for cultivating self-sufficiency because it helps you better understand your thoughts, emotions, and desires. Take time each day to reflect on your behavior, choices, and reactions. Ask yourself, was I attached to something today that is outside my control? Or did I allow external validation to dictate my emotional state? By regularly reflecting on these questions, you can begin to identify areas where you are still reliant on external sources for your happiness and take steps to detach from them. Stoic exercises, such as journaling or contemplating the impermanence of life, help you develop greater self-awareness and a deeper understanding of your true needs, which ultimately leads to greater self-sufficiency. The Stoic practice of self-sufficiency, or apatheia, is a game-changer when it comes to attraction and building meaningful relationships. By freeing yourself from unnecessary desires and attachments, you cultivate a life of inner contentment that radiates confidence, emotional stability, and independence. These traits are not only attractive to others, but are essential for forming deep, authentic connections. Through practices like embracing the dichotomy of control, practicing gratitude, simplifying desires, developing emotional resilience, and engaging in self-reflection, you can begin to cultivate a life of self-sufficiency. As you do, you'll find that not only do you become more emotionally independent, but you also become a magnet for deeper, more meaningful relationships. Self-sufficiency is not about isolation, it's about being at peace with yourself, which in turn attracts the right people into your life. Hack 3. The power of perspective, viewing love through a Stoic lens. One of the most profound aspects of Stoic philosophy is the emphasis on perspective, the way we view the world and interpret our experiences. When it comes to love and relationships, our perspective plays a significant role in how we navigate and experience these emotional connections. In modern society, we often get swept up in romantic fantasies and idealized notions of love. However, Stoicism offers a more grounded, realistic view of love that emphasizes emotional resilience, balance, and acceptance of what we can and cannot control. In this section, we'll explore how Stoic principles can shift our perspective on love and relationships, helping us view them more realistically and without unrealistic expectations. By adopting a Stoic lens, we can deepen our attraction and emotional connection, leading to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Understanding the Stoic approach to love. At its core, Stoicism teaches that our emotions and attachments are driven by our perceptions. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is especially relevant when it comes to love. Often, we become emotionally entangled in the idea of love itself, getting carried away by the initial excitement and passion that can accompany romantic relationships. However, Stoicism encourages us to adopt a more balanced perspective, one that views love not as an all-consuming force, but as a natural but transient part of life. Stoics emphasize the importance of eudaimonia, living in accordance with virtue, reason, and emotional wisdom. In romantic relationships, this means viewing love through the lens of virtue rather than fantasy. Instead of idealizing our partners or expecting love to fulfill all of our emotional needs, we approach love with emotional clarity and reason. This shift in perspective helps us foster more meaningful and lasting connections. How to adjust your perspective on love. One of the key Stoic teachings is the idea of controlling our perceptions rather than being controlled by them. Love, like all other emotions, is subject to our perspective. If we approach love with unrealistic expectations or a sense of neediness, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment. On the other hand, if we view love realistically, accepting its joys and challenges, its highs and lows, we can develop a deeper, more balanced understanding of what it truly means to be in a relationship. Here's how we can apply Stoic principles to adjust our perspective on love. 1. Let go of romantic fantasies. In popular culture, love is often portrayed as a perfect fairy tale experience, one that should make us feel complete and fulfilled. However, this fantasy-driven view of love is unrealistic and can lead to disappointment. Stoicism teaches us to embrace reality as it is, without embellishment or delusion. Instead of imagining an idealized version of love, we can accept that relationships are not always perfect and that challenges and disagreements are a natural part of the process. By letting go of these unrealistic expectations, we free ourselves from the need to constantly chase after a perfect romantic ideal. This allows us to approach love with a more grounded, mature perspective, where we can appreciate our partner for who they truly are, flaws and all, rather than seeking perfection. 2. Focus on what you can control. In every relationship, there are aspects that are beyond our control, our partner's actions, their feelings, and their responses. Trying to control these aspects of a relationship can lead to frustration and emotional turmoil. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. By doing so, we stop relying on our partner for emotional fulfillment or validation, and instead find fulfillment within ourselves. For example, Rather than getting upset if your partner doesn't meet certain expectations, focus on how you can manage your own emotional response. Can you practice patience, understanding, or compassion in the face of disappointment? By focusing on controlling your own actions and reactions, you become less dependent on your partner for emotional stability and more able to contribute to a balanced, harmonious relationship. 3. Cultivate emotional independence. One of the most important Stoic lessons is emotional independence, the ability to find happiness and peace within yourself, rather than relying on external circumstances or other people. In relationships, emotional independence means not being overly dependent on your partner for your happiness. While it's natural to feel joy and fulfillment in love, it's important not to lose sight of your own emotional well-being. When we practice emotional independence, we are less likely to get swept up in the highs and lows of a relationship. We can experience love more clearly and with greater emotional resilience. If we rely on our partner to constantly provide validation or emotional security, we risk losing our sense of self. Instead, by cultivating emotional independence, we become more secure in ourselves, which makes us more attractive to others. Practice acceptance of imperfection. Love and relationships are inherently imperfect, and the Stoics encourage us to embrace that imperfection. Stoicism teaches us to practice acceptance not of the circumstances we cannot control, but of the natural imperfections in life. We must accept that our partners, like ourselves, will have flaws, make mistakes, and have their own emotional struggles. Rather than getting frustrated or disillusioned when things don't go perfectly, the Stoic approach teaches us to accept the inevitable ups and downs of love with grace. When we accept our partner's imperfections and focus on mutual growth and understanding, we can deepen our emotional connection and strengthen the bond between us. The benefits of viewing love through a Stoic lens. By applying Stoic principles to love and relationships, we cultivate a more balanced, realistic, and emotionally mature approach to romance. Here are some of the key benefits of adopting a Stoic perspective on love. 1. Reduced emotional turmoil. When we approach love with a realistic, balanced perspective, we are less likely to get caught up in emotional turmoil. We stop reacting impulsively to every little emotional trigger, and instead, we respond with calm, patience, and understanding. This emotional clarity reduces unnecessary conflict and fosters deeper emotional connections. 2. Stronger emotional resilience. A Stoic perspective helps us build emotional resilience by teaching us how to accept challenges and setbacks in relationships. We stop expecting perfection, and instead, we learn to face difficult situations with wisdom and courage. This emotional resilience allows us to weather the storms of relationships without being overwhelmed by them. 3. Authentic connection. When we stop seeking validation and idealization from our partner, we can develop a deeper, more authentic connection. We learn to appreciate our partner for who they truly are, rather than trying to mold them into an idealized version of perfection. This authenticity fosters trust, intimacy, and a stronger bond. 4. Greater personal growth. A Stoic approach to love encourages us to focus on personal growth and self-improvement, rather than seeking fulfillment through external validation. This creates a sense of self-sufficiency and emotional independence that makes us more attractive to others. As we grow emotionally and intellectually, our relationships grow as well, becoming deeper and more meaningful. The Stoic practice of adjusting our perspective on love and relationships can have a profound impact on our emotional well-being and the quality of our connections. By letting go of romantic fantasies, focusing on what we can control, cultivating emotional independence, and accepting imperfection, we can view love through a more grounded, realistic lens. This shift in perspective helps us develop deeper, more meaningful relationships that are based on authenticity, mutual respect, and emotional resilience. Adopting a Stoic perspective on love not only makes us more attractive to others, but it also allows us to navigate relationships with wisdom, clarity, and emotional balance. As we learn to love realistically and embrace the natural imperfections of life and love, we create space for deeper emotional connections that are rooted in mutual growth and shared purpose. To summarize, the 3 Stoic hacks we've explored, emotional mastery, self-sufficiency, and viewing love through a Stoic lens, are powerful tools that can transform not only how you attract love, but how you sustain it. By mastering your emotions, you build unshakable confidence that naturally draws others in. Practicing self-sufficiency allows you to cultivate inner contentment, making you more attractive through independence and emotional balance. Finally, adjusting your perspective on love through Stoic wisdom helps you form deeper, more authentic connections based on acceptance and wisdom rather than unrealistic expectations. Adopting these Stoic practices in your daily life can lead to lasting, fulfilling relationships built on mutual respect, emotional clarity, and personal growth. By embracing Stoicism, you'll not only become irresistibly attractive, but you'll also cultivate relationships that are both meaningful and resilient. Start applying these principles today and watch your love life transform. Stoicism is the path to lasting attraction, emotional growth, and deeper, more meaningful connections. By embracing its principles, you can cultivate a life full of balance, wisdom, and magnetic energy that draws others to you. Keep learning and practicing Stoic wisdom, and you'll continue to attract not only love, but also personal growth and fulfillment. Thank you for watching. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more on Stoic principles and how they can enhance your life and relationships. Stay grounded, stay wise, and keep growing.